Well, millions of pupils around the country have survived the worst of the lockdown. Well, this next story, however, is a stark reminder that many of them have returned to school as orphans. The harsh reality of COVID-19 has been experienced by two Cape Town siblings. The 6- and 9-year-old children from Philippi lost their mother to COVID-19, and a neighbor is taking care of them. But getting them back to school has been a costly endeavor. Well, a Good Samaritan has now stepped up to rally support to ensure that the siblings don't lose out on their education. Nobesuthu Hejana has been tracking the story. Nobesuthu, it's heartbreaking to think about these two youngsters who don't have any support. They don't have any parents, never mind being able to get to school. How did a Good Samaritan step in?
Well, Annika, it's actually 3 siblings, but the 2 are in school, and the young one is about 2 years old. So when we visited the home this morning, they stay in an informal settlement in Flay, in the Philippi area. So when we spoke to their guardian or their new mom, Usis Nonyameko, she was telling us that she was good friends with their mother, and when she passed on, she decided to take them in because she was already looking after their youngest sibling. So she decided to take in the kids, but then she was struggling financially. Obviously, she's not working at the time, so she needed assistance with getting them their birth certificates and also registering them for their social grant. So she posted a message on Facebook, and one of the community member in Delft, Ubuti Tobile Bavana, saw their story on Facebook and decided to assist the family. So he raised funds and also collected clothes to ensure that the children they go back to school, because he did find a place in a primary school in Gugulethu, but the issue was that they didn't have uniforms. So he asked the school to be patient with them when he went to register them, and told the school that by Monday, which is today, he will be able to get them to school with a uniform. So he says he was once in their position where he grew up poor and did not have much. So when he saw the story, he did not want those children to be in the same position. So he decided to take it upon himself to raise funds, collect clothes, buy them school uniform as well as stationery. And the kids this morning, they went to school. When I spoke to the eldest of the 2 who are in school, she was telling me that she wants to be a doctor when she grows up, and she wants to help other people too. But obviously the younger sibling was very shy, but quite excited to be in school and wearing a uniform, looking like other children in the school environment.
Nobesuthu, is there anything, I mean, these are short-term measures, is there anything that anyone watching this interview can do to help in the long term? Because this neighbor, this absolute superstar of a neighbor, is going to need a lot of financial support to support 2 extra children in her household.
Well, any form of assistance is welcomed by the family, and the lady was telling me that she was assisted by one of the people who joined the family yesterday, visited the family. So she has received employment or was offered a job to work in one of the farms, and she did also highlight that she doesn't want to be far from the children because they're quite young, but we can share the donor's contact details. He is the contact person between anyone who wants to assist the family and the family, so he can sort of like be the mediator, as he's the one who's been assisting the family. Because he was also telling me that they are now struggling to find a birth certificate for the 2-year-old, and also registering him for SASSA or the grant, social grant money. So we can share his details later on the day.
All right, thank you so much, Nobesuthu Hejana there. And Taps, what a tragic story. And I suppose it's a little bit like, you know, children whose parents have died of HIV, and there has to be an extended family, if not a gogo or someone who can take care of the kids. There has to be someone, and now we're dealing with the fallout of COVID. So
it's tragic, but it gives me hope that, you know, there are people like this neighbor who's willing to take on this burden in this tough economy. You know,